Is popping in, but you have to be concerned. Like at this point, how are you not turning around? How are you not considering where Zellsis is standing from by the time that Havoya?
Because this is now an even more nerfed XLG, because once again, swapping out that 5th man last second while Sentinels have been building up and are on a good trajectory.
He will be falling off. This is going to end up being a retake scenario for XLG to begin things. Should be able to get a default plant here as well.
SEN City were like, is anybody home? Like, they just got the site for free. They got immediate first blood. It was traded. And Zekin just needs to lock in. That looked like something he could have won against Havoya, but it's an opening that XLG could work with. Now, SEN City, their backs are against the wall, trying to keep the spike planted with the united army of XLG that dismantle the Sentinels on pistol. Now, opening that door, seeing if XLG are there. Not having any B presence from Sentinels. They do have to watch their back, but now checking that out, they feel confident going forward as Rarga is trying to escape. You're have some waterfall reinforcements from XLG soon, but Happy Way is just different on the anti-eco, looking nearly flawless until that anchor falls, but still 4 weapons into bonus.
That's gonna be first blood, bang. Straight onto Coconut.
The Sheriffs, it's fine. Now dropping down from the low ground. Soon out the smokes dissipate. Zekin is front and center as the bodyguard, and John Cutie has the right lane. Now Rarga will be next, and no utility to try and surprise Sentinels with. They just walk down one by one, and it'll be a Sentinels flawless very soon on their first rifle round. The 2-stack that XLG have had in the past over there, using the paranoia, suppression, just shots, spam through XLG, forcing them into cover through tree. Good headshot from Zekin, and Sentinels
from XLG coming through tree. Could be the X factor. Rarga shut down early though.
Oh, just the Prowler was on the left side when the rest of Sentinels were on the right, so the timing a bit off from XLG, trying to fully get value out of their initiator.
Haunt not online for another 20 seconds. That would have been really useful. Viva's going to walk away from this one. He didn't have full health anyway.
Sentinels on a 3-round win streak with XLG having a 3 front-facing defense in a one-and-done position, and despite the paranoia, it's not been something XLG have been able to benefit from.
It's open shooting season for Sentinels. They completely dismantle every player that XLG show up with on C.
Pit here, if you're a Happy Way. I mean, Seaside has been hit, and now the Steel Garden. Happy Way will try to escape. Of course, you got the teleport in. Sentinels established. Retake. Trying to be a little bit quicker this time. It is the Pit to try and retake some of the space. Pit v Pit. This is just a no man's land, and Sentinels happy to be hidden from all of this while the spike is being planted. It's going to allow them to defend, but an off angle you have the Nightfall from Waterfall as XLG have to send their double duelists to clean up what they started, but they just can't seem to unite with just all the vision being obscured. Sentinels trade blow for blow, and Sentinels get the last laugh.
Super nice versus the Pit, but they're just such a good team. They're so far ahead. Zekin's already got Coconut down again.
XLG swing a lot more forward this time, expecting Sentinels to drop the wall, and just XLG being able to get the orbs too.
Failing to get these time and time again, multiple rounds, early face-up, early failures, and Happy Way. Sheriff only takes down Zekin, dodges the outlaw shot.
Happy Way is just warming up, and Havoya has his back, and okay, some signs of life from XLG, yeah. As soon as he senses XLG around the corner, there it is, the Nightfall. XLG can just stay hidden, but time is of the essence, and XLG just frag, all thanks to this sort of flank from Coconut coming through the A-Link door. And it's just beautiful timing out of XLG. No one gonna go through that B-Link door from Sentinels. Kind of surprised they wouldn't want to try and cut off those rotations or have multiple angles, just trying to play this from front to back, and now Sentinel's trying to back away against the Prowler. But it is going to be Neri kind of by himself, not linking up with Zekin, but Zellsis is still punching hard against XLG, who have lost a lot of that real estate, and a lot of that manpower. It's all up to Happy Way to keep stairs on lock, and it's traded 1-for-1, leaving Viva to do all the hard work, and while blinded, it's not going to be easy. He does stay safe against John Cutie, and Bang gets some damage into Bang, now trading back and forth. This is winnable for Viva! Bang chooses this moment carefully and takes it for Sentinels. And it's just Narrate having to hold this back. as best as he can. The numbers stacked for XLG, but with the smoke, they're not just getting spammed through, and they kind of hesitate whether they wanted to retreat or not. And, well, at least this round is going to be over quickly, Kevin.
We've had plenty of these go through. Coconut's usually the first one dead, and now he's going to be the sole survivor, no longer Viva. And near flawless coming through once again.
Sentinels try to be as meticulous, play some clean Valorant, and stay locked in. They know the job's not done, and it's the Prowler that leads the way for Havoya and the Boom Bot that could have marked someone close. Now you got an Odin. As Zellsis tries to read where this push is, XLG now playing chicken against bullets, and that's a deadly game, and Havoya will still put the red carpet down, but there is a pivot of the spike going towards B, to the loving arms of Sentinels, but the push from Happyway was unexpected. It's on that A-link door where the blast saw some defenders, and this is important. Both Vipers about to face, and it's Happyway that has to shut it down, but John Cutie's been dealt with, and it's just up to Zellsis, who's gonna have to get rid of this Odin. He does, and maybe just wants to save the Vandal, but a 1v2 is certainly possible for a guy like him, but the high-low, too strong, and XLG will tie. Nobody at B. XLG still have a 2-stack with the pit at C, so it is a pivot, a great read from XLG, realizing this site is open. There will be a flash, though, placed by Zellsis once Sentinels do want to fight for this. Just needing to buy time, play your life. If you're XLG, start off getting first blooded. Now it's about protecting the objective, and you have Coconut playing through B main. He's about to meet where this Viper is going to push from, but John Cutie is better. Narrates Odin screams louder than XLG, and it's Sentinels on match point. Any juicy prey? Not yet. It's XLG, not the best buy, but a Nightfall, that could be good. It is going to get this fade, but no, Narrate just spams through, blinded. No care in the world. What is Raga looking at? Trusted his teammate too much. And XLG fumbled despite such a good ultimate. Narrate just wills this win into existence. And it's Havoya left for XLG, now buried 6 feet under, 13-9 for Sentinels. They do it again.
A breach coming through. That was Middy's choice previously. Raga now on a Neon, expecting a lot more out of this position now, but it's Zekken up first. Zekken down first.
And he's down first. Yeah, what the heck? XLG, just great retaliation from Viva and Market, and he continues to slap around Sentinels who even try to come his way. Well, Sentinels will use that distraction of their fellow teammates' corpses to get the spike down, but that's all they're going to get this round. Another XLG pistol to kick off a map. Yeah, that's kind of what happened.
They're definitely getting, well, they're getting excited. They're getting off to a good start.
Oh, and the mesh, but Sentinels this time were ready for it. They react, they bite back, but it's Viva with a huge 3K that nullifies this round for Sentinels, and it's Neri that has to think of another plan.
Good news here is Raga doesn't have the one shot. In fact, he is just going to die here.
We're going to see this coming. Sentinels 2 versus 2. Viva on his last leg. And to stop this, a good surprise from Happyway. But it was traded. Viva has to make his way to A, and Sentinels will...
He knows exactly what this is going to come through. You'd imagine this round is entirely over, and it is. Viva doesn't even know which way to look.
After he got caught by Havoya, once with the mesh and the other with the barrier. Sentinels playing with their food, and it's a chess match now with the Paranoia. Very critical to know that Coconut is on this side of the map. It's going to be the biggest threat to the duelist on the Sentinels side. As long as Sentinels swing together, it'll be a much cleaner round.
We'd love to get some information on positioning here. Raga's up against 2, and he might get traded even if he does get a kill.
Raga could do it. Oh wait, he slipped by, and John Cutie puts him to bed, and we're tied 2-2.
Take a look that Havoya is not to be seen. In fact, a lot of Havoya's utility hasn't even been deployed yet. He's waiting.
Oh, Coconut, come on! You had the heads up. On Sheriffs, that would have been the one surprise, something to get a rifle. I mean, I'm just hard coping at this point. Happyway, that is nice. Neural Theft being invested too. XLG believe. I don't know if the rest of us do, because Narrate is pulling out shots like that to put the ball back into Sentinel's court. And Havoya is blinded.
Right there.
Or somebody was blinded, and Havoya is still kicking.
Happyway is showing up. He's had a couple of clean rounds so far, but Havoya isn't going to be the walkthrough at all. Bang, shut him down. He had the first, he'll take the last as well here. Ready to control this break trip into mid. Havoya, he dropped off.
Don't want that smoke. Oh, Zekken does not care.
Wait,
the Annihilation
Zekken,
will
I think,
still
dies.
be grabbed by that Annihilation, and Zellsis will have to avenge him. As now the spawn is open, and XLG get hit by a Nightfall. So there's so many problems that Happyway is facing, and he won't have to worry about them anymore. Coconut and Viva have to also re-clear through their own spawn. They have no idea where Zellsis is lurking about, so saving your weapons, including that up. I don't know, you're gonna be able to keep these rifles. XLG, Coconut has to be locked. Here's the swing. Beautiful setup from John Cutie. And now you're just watching your own win, and the op is dropped at least. And
hoping to get something done on the Guardian.
if XLG get info, they could Hunter's Fury, but this is too forward from Viva.
Wow.
Oh, just the swing is so good from XLG. Viva, he lives and he kills. And Zellsis just catching Coconut on a bit of a hot skip and a jump, and a clean round out of XLG.
Oh, Viva came out of nowhere. That was incredible stuff.
Zellsis provided. Feel confident trying to push into Coconut, into Market. The last time they've read that he was there, but it's a different setup from XLG. He got the teleport from Bang to come assist, and the spike is down. The Hunter's Fury cuts Sentinels at the heel. And it's now Bang that has to lurk around after the ult, and he gets a surprise, but not enough manpower from Sentinels to muscle that round. Sonic Sensor at B is gonna make things sketchy for Zekken if he crosses that path, especially when you have to try and get to that high ground, and there's a Sonic Sensor stun, the swing out of Havoya, but the support is better out of the Sentinels to back up their duelist.
But no paranoia, it's already been spent now, but can they react in time to get these kills?
You don't even have time to use the neural theft. You just have to go and frag now just to confirm the big win for Happyway, who claims with joy, and XLG will tie. The barrier is only going to delay Sentinels for so long. The paranoia thrown into the mix, and Sentinels have to wait. Now they swing out. Neri with the stinger, and now the Nightfall at 5 HP. Just trying to keep XLG in his place, and it sets up the overdrive for Zekken, but Rarga knows his place. And it's Rarga that leads that loud and proud around the corner. This is the fight to win the round. And it's Viva once again that strikes to the heart of John Cutie. 1v1. And the better Neon is Rarga. XLG at EWC, and Coconut could have maybe been hurt at that corner. And Zekken is still caught off guard. Just weave, dive, and dodging around his own wall. And Happyway has been the ultimate anchor for XLG.
Surely that's footsteps heard. Has to be, surely.
Yeah, you can prowler through that corner box, so Havoya has a lot. Maybe could even throw this Annihilation preemptively, and he claims the breach, and there tries to unleash him. And Havoya, he just giggles at his own team. What a clutch from Havoya to hold it down. I like that Rarga's inserted deep too to kind of watch for any potential retake, and that'll be all led by Neri with a prowler.
So you're just going to have to try to run into some of these. At least there'll be some information on Viva.
Oh boy, you're doing what you can. You get blinded, you get breach utiled, and Sentinels have found their way in. There's a Sonic Sensor, good concuss that Rarga is able to benefit from. And it's a 2 versus 1, all up to Neri. And he gets the finishing blow on Coconut, not expecting Neri to get that close, and XLG.
Okay, that's a pretty rough beginning. Bang onto Viva, Zekken onto Rarga.
And you kind of lose 2 important people to try and get through these choke points of the Sova, of Rarga, and the only chance is Coconut's paranoia, and that just hasn't developed. This round was cooked from the start from these early peaks from Sentinels, so that first rifle round
should be. Narrate on the angle, sees the shoulder. Team Ace coming through, everyone participated, and then of course we saw across the entire map.
Sentinels into gear.
Where are we?
Now Neri playing further back with the Haunt. That is going to get some information with a paranoia that could have came out of Bang, or even just the breach. A lot of utility from the Sentinels side, but not utilizing it. XLG, they battle so well when nothing affects them, but it's only Happyway left, and he's on the opposite side of the world just lurking. And it's Happyway around the corner, but just thought he checked in. Zellsis just blends in a little too much, and Sentinels
should be able to allow Zellsis to get some good advantage here.
Like that one way, Zellsis is gonna get pinged and gets punished. At least takes one down with him. And Zekken just pokes and prods at the choke as XLG flood in. And it's Sentinels have to play this from front to back. You're doing it without John Cutie, without your IGL. It's gonna be pain, and that neural theft is gonna give Happyway all the answers. But Zekin slips by their defenses. It doesn't matter, because Nary is all that's left for Sentinels in a 1 versus 3. And Havoya just walked by. Viva so win streaky, and XLG are not gonna let that form for Sentinels. Annihilation doesn't. Havoya goes fishing, gets no one. A big double kill from Bang, but an answer from XLG. They recover the spike, and they already have Coconut within the site.
Planted.
What's he going to do about this situation? Should be able to get a free kill here. Doesn't need to use the overdrive just yet. A single player left to play through, and Viva, if we get more teammates in this post-hunt, could use this Hunter's Fury, but Viva will be good for 1, but can he get more? Absolutely not. Zellsis with the backstab, and the round goes back the way of Sentinels.
And XLG are going to try to mark that a bit better. It's good conditioning from Sentinels. They are going to get stunned and fall back into market. Some space for XLG to work with, but the retake is already there. John Cutie front and center, a big pick as Sentinels spread themselves thin on both sides of the pillar. And it's Bang left to pick up the pieces. Bang has Paranoia, and there's so many corners to check. At least Coconut won't be in this equation. Bang has the 1v2 ahead of and that's a good trade from Viva with 3 that round. Kind of unite again with the initiator of Narrate. You got Prowlers, you got a Paranoia, and it's him with a double kill. Could have saved this round. Narrate has been huge in these rounds at times. Yeah, Bang makes first contact. John Cutie could swing. He has full util, 1 away from the Rolling Thunder. John Cutie up next. Viva's just quicker to the trigger. Look at that teamwork with him and Happyway. Goes down, speed activated. Zekin in position. The drone out. Nace has spotted this Neon.
Tag.
As Zekin plays with his food. The spike in front of XLG to defend, and Happyway puts 1 down. And it's 1 to go. Getting XLG up to match point.
Find some decent value there, find some gun upgrades, and suddenly you're in business, and there is the first. Neural theft as well to confirm the position. You're going to be understanding the Coconut's right there. Can Zellsis get this clean up? That will be huge.
Making sure that breaches on the opposite side of the map could be huge for XLG. They are just going to outnumber Narrate and even get the hunt down. Viva once again.
However, for Sentinels, they have the ultimates to play through. They have utility for Zekin as well, and he's got a gun.
He slips and slides, and there's only one place XLG can be, but there's Lord no way! Oh, it's joyous for XLG! They give themselves another chance, and it ends on Haven!
If he was going to look towards an early on, straight onto C main, massive face-up, both teams contacting each other. Waiting for the utility, though. It's not going to come through. Oh, yeah, it's just going to swing for it and die.
Second juicy, and XLG now just trying to escape, but also get their spike back. The double swing.
A 1 versus 4 would have to be ridiculous, so he'll get backstabbed by Zellsis. Speaking of which, on the killjoy for this map.
Of Sentinels. A very loud and proud sniper from Zekin, who is going to be smoked off. A B approach from XLG, but having 5 on the retake, it's going to be difficult for XLG to hold back.
They need to be able to close these distances as well. They want to do that over towards A, but it just flashed up. Beautiful Paranoia onto all members, and here comes Zekin.
It takes too long to reload, but Sentinels pinch from all angles, and it's a pain sandwich. Nobody home. No eyes on garage or back sight. Even an early fault line too, so XLG hold the door, now racing in off the Paranoia is Zekin, big opener against Viva, now shooting through the boxes, it's toe, just going toe for toe, punch for punch, and it's the XLG multi-kills that drive at the end, another 3K for Happyway. This is a much more suitable comp for XLG. Going well so far with back-to-back rounds. Looking for a corpse for Happyway with the neural theft advantage. And Rarga makes that space and somehow loses that
Zellsis,
to Narrate.
wow!
Zellsis with what? A Sheriff 4K to turn it all around to reestablish the Sentinels?
They did not check the double box to their right. That is very basic, and unfortunately that may cost them, and it will. Happyway. Zellsis hold this position. 1 round prior, but nothing really came through. Zellsis, the big hero of the last round, now has to be the player to hold on as long as possible. Rifle in hand. A little bit of support coming through John Cutie, and Zellsis is down first.
So XLG have their attention quite split, and Havoya gets to explore. Does lose it to Bang, but the info that Bang is there.
And look at the instant smoke up as well coming through from Coconut. 1 HP, by the way, Happyway. Nice and easy, two-piece, doesn't even need the rest of the teammates. Could have just handled that one all by himself.
He can always make the space, and holding it is a whole different story.
This is slow though. Snakebite would slow things down considerably. They do beat the timing on the smoke. Here comes Zekin. He wants to dive on in off the information that Narrate gets, but it's more than info. It's kills.
Season. Oh, the 2-for-1. Disgusting.
Last player standing.
XLG down for the count. They haven't had a lot of luck at B.
You have to start thinking, do we really want to continue or not? But it was a full commitment from Raga, which means everyone else is going to follow through. And then a situation where, yeah, Zekin, full confidence, swings on and slides through. Only on 81 HP for the time being. That's info spotted by Narrate now.
And because you have pistols, you have to play this no lurk activated. No other option for XLG except Raga with the one, with the smoke separated from the rest. And Narrate and Bang keep it locked for Sentinel.
Got pushed up. Several members of the Sentinels are in short. It's going to be Happy Way taken down super early. Not what you want to see for your XLG.
Oh, the swing from Raga. He's always good for one, but Sen are good at trading him out, so...
Voya has a position here, and he's well found his target in Bang. Coconut as well on the opposite side of the map. Suddenly, XLG have bought their way back in 3-2 here, but what can Coconut do? Oh, terrible.
Oh, within the sight. And yes, Havoya could be on the flank coming from behind, and Zekin doesn't know what to expect. And Hunter's Fury gets the attention from one side and Havoya from the other.
What? He defused? What? What?
Over at the A for the defense, and no Hunter's Fury from Viva to kind of counteract that. XLG could just walk away from this center, so packed in, but Coconut, because he teleported in, they're committed. XLG with the rolling thunder, but just haven't been able to get any opening. Second comes alive, and Sentinels unite for a 7-3.
Life very early on over towards A, and that may happen again. Yeah, he's in a rough spot. Look at this, and I respect it. You know what? Absolutely. You definitely throw the Hunter's Fury out for just this guy. He is worth pulling it in whole ultimate just for one kill.
Yeah, now you're
Good flash.
Someone important, no paranoia, but Raga at least keeps himself safe. No trades!
One
it's
enemy
Bang!
remaining.
That Coconut's like, what did I miss? Well, the
Everything.
whole round.
Again, he's done so multiple times. However, look over towards the left side here. John QD in good position.
Good headshot. And this is XLG being synchronized and better for trades. Something that was really lacking in that last round. It's been a difficult site for them to hold, but only when there's 5 left of Sentinels and the overdrive tries to kick things into gear. And Zekin does what he can. It's all up to Nary to 1 versus 2. Or 1 versus 3. Happyway still has HP somehow, and he's even pre-shooting, but one from main. Gonna get tagged by the recon, and that's the timing for the swing for Happyway. And an 8-4 half, the best you could hope for XLG. Have his pop-off moment, one that we expected, but Sentinels, something is suspicious. Happyway is gonna call for reinforcement. Here's the push from Sentinels being slowed by the cage, and Happyway hopes to get his one and done, gets nothing for his efforts, and Sentinels trying to even up the numbers, but it's Viva coming alive, and with the third one in the corner, he kicks back against the Sentinels. Have more of a marathon than a sprint. Try and catch up is the biggest gap we've seen between the two teams. Setting up camp now at B. It's the breach from Pavoya. Still flashes in hand. And Zekin, who hunts down Coconut. Narrate takes care of business. And Sentinels facing some trouble, but at least time is on their side. And it's Happyway saying hello and does what he can. XLG, they bought up. They find themselves behind in numbers. And it's Viva. Okay, John, you gotta finish on what you started. Kind of a choke. Wait a minute, Viva Raga.
Boarded by Viva, also in long. But Happyway, holy. Gonna have to be some setup from Bang here to do it. Zekin's caught in the trap and will eat the stun.
Okay, good punish from Bang after Zekin got caught by a trip and some damage taken. Nonetheless, Zekin and friends are not looking so hot.
And late in the round now, rotation will finally be called. It's Coconut's turn to show up. He doesn't versus Zekin. Zekin and Bang together, 2 top players, and they are proving it right now. This is now winnable. 2 versus 2 in a post plan.
Raga with the flash, the dash, gets the focus of Sentinels.
Oh my word.
Collects both. Zekin with the fake and Like the way he's not always committed, but with the double swing from XLG, Zellsis finds a good punish, and Coconut will back away. He doesn't commit, he doesn't stick it, especially with the spike. That's a risk when Sentinels didn't have the sight fully. But there's Fury to guarantee it. Zellsis comes from short, and XLG just get peppered down with ults.
Thunder probably too far.
Avoya fault line does hit those below members, but Sentinels now a lockdown, but it doesn't really reach the back of the site, so the high ground's gonna be a threat. It is smoked. Avoya did get some damage. XLG just with 2 hero rifles, gonna do what they can, playing up close and personal. Sentinels are gonna dance, even while blinded. You cannot perturb Zekin like that. With Bang and John Cutie in the equation, they subtract XLG series point. Second's really good with these fakes. The wall's up, he takes damage. And if John Cutie can get it there with the pit, it's everything. But the kills come through. It's Viva and Rarga. The pit is up. Rotation's on the way.
We've
the
seen
last life for XLG. It's Sentinels that hold it down on the corner in second. And Zellsis, they made his own chart after World 13-9.
In various situations, this combo, Raga and Viva, but not this time around.